Hello everybody, today I'm going to be creating a version of this double loop infinity ring that you see here. If you'd like to see how I make it, just keep watching. For this ring, I will be using 18 gauge round wire and 26 gauge round wire. I'll start by cutting two pieces of the 18 gauge wire at 6 and 1/4 inches each. Next, begin to wrap the 26 gauge wire around your base wire. I wasn't exactly sure how much 26 gauge wire to cut, so I left it on a spool as I did my coils. I left about 1.5 centimeters free space right here, right before I started wrapping the coils around. I'm going to continue wrapping until I get about 3 inches of wraps up and down the base wire. I have finished wrapping my coils around one of the base wires, and it's exactly 3 inches of wrap here. Next, I want to align both the wires side by side, and I'm going to come down and measure about, I would say 2.5 inches down. Say about 2.5, 2 3/4 inches down. Then I want to use my step pliers and use the third one down. 1, 2, 3. Take that wire right there. And bend it around like that. The wires are not going to bend exactly equally because one is thicker than the other with the coil wrapped around it, but do your best to make each of the bends as close to each other as possible. I'm gonna hold the wires because they're moving around a bit more than I'd like, but anyway, just make sure they're still in a line as much as possible, and then just continue to hold and bend them around. Now, holding that loop in one hand and the pliers in the other, I'm going to come back to the same step and put it right there and try to turn it with my finger both sides. It's a bit awkward, but you can get it. There. And they're pretty much still aligned, maybe off slightly, but for the most part they're still in alignment. I put the wires back on the step as sort of a guide and to help keep the loop, the shape of the loop. I'm going to take these two here, not the long end, but the other side, and hold and bend, straighten this out a bit here, straighten that, and then bend that wire, those two wires around the straight wire. Like that. Still holding the loop, just press press it flat a little bit. And then I'm going to get my pliers here, my wire cutters, and just snip just enough so you can bring these two wires over here to make a close. Like that. Gently turn it over, because I'm a lefty and I need my left hand. Turn it over, and I will take my flat nose pliers, my needle nose pliers, and just bend that wire around. One time and flatten. Don't worry if it gets all discombobulated, you can fix it. Now, it tends to shrink once you wrap it. You see the loops are uneven. So in that case, I would just put the step plier back inside here to reshape it. There we go. I'll take my ring mandrel, and at the size I want to make a size 7.5 or 8. Let's go with 8. I'll just put my infinity loops right in the middle there of the loop. Make sure you hold them tightly and bend that wire around. And just give it a slight little curve there to tuck it in there and pull it through. So, and then we're going to take those wires and pull them downward like that. Squeeze, make sure to keep the infinity symbol closely squeezed together here. And then bend that wire all the way down. And you can take it off your mandrel. Now you want to take that end that you curved over and just go ahead and snip. Then just flatten those pieces that you just cut here, curve them around. Alright, so now we can put it back on the mandrel. Press it. And now I'm going to take my rubber mallet and just hammer it. All right, so that's pretty much it. We're all done. And I think it came out nicely. A little bit of edits here, squeeze these together. But overall, that's it. I think it's beautiful. So, that's it, you guys.